bro, you're cringe. And it was like the guy was just expressing his lifestyle, what he was doing on his mission to become better. What he thought was cool, what he thought was something that he discovered, and he was sharing it. And it's gonna be like that. I mean, it's happened to me. It's you think you're the only one that it's gonna happen to, but it's gonna happen to you. I did a video earlier today. Was it today or yesterday? And it talked about, like, who should I share this with? This is such good information. This is such stuff that's so valuable. It's changing my life so fast. That's the thing, that when you know that all you have to do is raise your attitude so you could build discipline, gain confidence, and start listening to your conscience. Let it guide you moment by moment. It will not steer you wrong. It'll tell you what to do and what not to do at whatever chapter you are in your life. You might hear someone say, hey, you know what? Nah, you got to just cold turkey start doing this diet, whatever. But your conscience is telling you, just start eating a little bit less. Just drop the sugary drinks. Start drinking water. Go for the diet drink and when you have to. But other than that, just water. That could be your diet right now. It could be, where I started, which is 1 spoonful less of all the items on my food. If I had rice, beans, and steak, or meat, chicken, whatever, it was 1 rice in the trash, 1 beans in the trash, 1 chicken in the trash. It makes no sense to do that now. I'm tracking my macros. I got my proteins, my fats, and my carbs at the level that they're supposed to be, but I wasn't ready to start that when I started. I started where I started because that's what my conscience told me to do that day, and I started. Baby steps. What's up, everybody? My name is Albert Lopez. Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about sounding cringe. The topics I usually talk about here on my channel is what I've done to improve my life in a short period of time based on these three parts: health, fitness, and finances. I give you what I've been doing in the past and what I'm doing right now to improve those 3 parts: health, fitness, and finances, and how it could quickly start giving you momentum and having measurable results. Progress is a beautiful thing. It tastes so good. I was stuck for most of my life. I would start things, get it pretty all right, get it okay, and then it wouldn't go past there. Till eventually it was just, I surrendered. It was like, okay, enough chasing, enough wondering what's next, enough wondering what I could do, what other job, what other business, what other education, what other book, what other seminar. I was just, I surrender. I'm going to be appreciative of what I have, and I guess I'm just broken. It's not for me. Minutes later, the very thing I talk about here, which is attitude, that video that said, raise your attitude. I changed it up a little bit to just use basic, regular, common language. But it said, raise your vibration by doing a high physical, peak physical exercise. It's like, really? It's like, okay, well, I've tried everything else. I'll try this, see what happens. It's not going to hurt. And it worked. In a short period of time, bam, progress. Like, I've been trying all my life to do that, and I got it this quick. Health, fitness, finances. So today we're talking about, if you like any of that, if you're liking the topics, if you're liking kind of how this is going, and this is the first time that you're here, welcome. I invite you to subscribe. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what city and state that you're from, or what country you're from in the comments if you're watching this on the replay. Recently, I've just been doing a lot of lives. And if you're a returning viewer, appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you've been liking the content. Don't forget to also tell me where you're from and hit the like button. So yeah, it is cringy. Whenever you start improving yourself, you find something cool, like, oh dang, like back in the day before the internet and stuff. And I was like, I didn't know you could start your own business, like for real, and live off it. So when I learned you could do that, some older guy, some OG, put me on game and tell me, hey, with what what you do, you could do this, you could do that. I was like, no, really? I was excited because I started putting together the advice that he gave me. And it was like, oh my gosh, I got customers. This is working. And ended up working very well. So when I was in the come up, I would share it to people. And I'd get that vibe. I get those comments. You're cringe. It's like, what are you talking about? Look, Mr. over here is going to work for himself. Mr. going to have his own company, blah, blah. I was like, oh, man, I was just sharing it with you. I was sharing it with this one older guy once, I remember, that it looked like he was working really good with his tools. He knew what he was doing. He was fast. He was quick. He was fucking beasted up. I was like, I just got this news. For me, it was unheard of that you could own your own business. A regular person owning their own business, I didn't know it could be done. And I started talking to him. I was like, hey, you know what? You should start your own business. You're doing real good, whatever. And he played me. It's like, oh yeah, more. Tell me more. What else? Da, da, da. So I thought he was interested. I didn't know nothing about listening to my conscience and knowing that it would tell me when to shut up and when to speak, when not to speak. So I thought he was like, oh, okay, cool. Just as excited as I was when I heard it. And then it turns out later on he was talking smack about me, making fun of me with the other guys, whatever. I was like, ah. It reminded me now to this day, fast forwarded 100 years and here we are. I hear another young mustache talking about, yeah, now you're going to sound cringe. I'm sounding cringe. Someone told me I sounded cringe when I'm trying to tell folks that, this wherever chapter you're at in becoming the version of you that you would respect and admire, living on purpose. That's what your purpose should be. Just become that version of you that you'd look in the mirror and say, wow, I respect you so much and I admire you so much for everything that you've done, everything that you're doing. And it's all based on one simple thing, your attitude. Raising your attitude. You can have a low attitude or a high attitude, and you have 100% full control on the attitude that you have every moment of your day. Your attitude will ultimately, there's steps in between this. I won't get into it in this video. There's other videos where I did. But ultimately, your attitude will control your habits. And your habits dictate your current reality, your lifestyle. You love where you live. You love how you dress. You love your vacations. You love your car. You love everything like impressive, like just admirable, respectable, admirable. Like, damn, this is just like, that's it, top of the line, everything. What? If it's not, that means there's room for improvement. What you have right now in the physical world, friends, neighbors, it's all controlled by your habits. Want to change your life? Change your habits. That's what I talk about here. Your habits are controlled. Go to the very top. There's levels, but you go to the very, very top. The number one thing that'll control everything else, all the way to your habits, which control your reality, is your attitude. But you got to be careful who you share it with, because you will sound cringe. But I thought we're supposed to be generous. In the 5 pillars of life, you talk about health, wealth, love, spirituality, generosity. I thought I was supposed to be generous, but now you're telling me that I'm going to sound cringe. Look, at the right people, when they're ready, they're going to hear it and be like, bro, just like when you're ready. Maybe this is the video that's like, hey, this is kind of interesting what this guy's talking about. Maybe it's a past video and you're already on it. You're already doing the exercise twice a day. You're already dieting. You're already getting rid of some of your food. You're at that first step where you're eating less. Maybe you're not tracking your macros yet. Maybe you're not doing a full workout in the evening, but you're doing your push-ups in the morning and the push-ups at night. Maybe you moved up to burpees already. That's where it's at. That's the magical exercise. That's God sent. Burpees are magical to raise your attitude, to show gratitude, to have love, to have faith. All that comes through burpees if you have the right intention. Again, we're staying on topic here, sounding cringe. But I do talk about that in my other videos. I want to go check those out. The right ears are going to be interested in what you have to say. The right ears are going to be like, hey, what else you got? Like, no, I like what you're saying. That's because they're ready. They're ready to go into 2.0 version of them, just like you were, just like I was that day. I bet you I heard what that video said. I bet you I had heard before, but I just wasn't ready. Maybe because I hadn't surrendered till I finally surrendered. Then it made sense. That was the missing piece. Or it could have been just time. I needed to be a certain age so I could give hope to other people that, hey, you could be grown and you could still change your life at that point. You could still improve. You could still have your abs show up. You could still have a bicep vein. Even though you're overweight, you still lose 45 pounds, build some muscle. Change your life. And the results are that. Those are bonuses. I never did the exercise to build muscle. I never dieted to see my abs. I never thought I could see my abs. Imagine some fat guy talking about, I'm going to have abs one day when I look like a light bulb. Go look at my old videos. I got a before and after picture of when I actually saw my abs for the first time. I was so like, oh my, I didn't know I even had those. We go on I think on my Instagram. It's a pinned picture on there. 45 pounds. I was 180 pounds and brought it down to 135 as I built muscle at the same time. It's different now because I've built a little bit more muscle, but I'm still staying lean. It's easy. I won't ever go back. And we're staying on topic, but just to kind of give you a little idea. But at the beginning, it was you're gonna share. You are gonna share. You have to share. Because the moment you change your mindset and you're like, okay, it's time for me to start taking these baby steps to live on purpose. The moment you do that, you're on your purpose. You'll have ups and downs as you're making your way up, but you're already on your purpose because you're not going to have the receipts right away. That takes a little bit. By the end of the day, I'll tell you right now, if you start right now, by the end of tomorrow, 24 hours from the moment you start, you'll feel different. Start eating less, get rid of the sugary drinks, start exercising in the morning, at night, push-ups or burpees if you can. If not, push-ups up against the counter, the kitchen counter. As many push-ups as you can in the morning, as many push-ups as you can at night. By the end of the next day, you will feel different with the intention to raise your attitude and build discipline so you can gain confidence. You will feel different. That is progress. That is more confidence. You've already earned confidence. Creation has already gifted you with confidence because you took the responsibility of building the discipline with the exercise and the diet. This doesn't take long. This moves fast. You'll notice a difference by the end of 24 hours, by the end of the next day. Unless you're watching this real early in the morning and you're starting in the morning, by at night, you'll feel different. But if you start this, you're watching this at 8 o'clock at night, you start this tonight, do your exercise right now, do push-ups till you can. Then all day tomorrow, just eat less. 1 spoonful less of every item on your plate. And then do your exercise at night with the intention, add the intention. I'm doing this exercise and I'm dieting like this. I'm getting rid of this food like this. It's a diet. To build discipline and raise my attitude. The exercise is for the attitude. The dieting is for the discipline. And watch how you feel by the end of the day. You'll feel a lot better. And that's when you're going to raise your eyebrows and be like, bro, this is deep. This is something more beyond just like physical. That's why it works. Because we're using universal laws. You talk about that to somebody who's not ready. How many people probably started watching this video and then at one point just clicked away? It's like, man, this was crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. They're not ready. They think I sound cringe. So if you come on here and start documenting your journey on YouTube, the right ears are gonna hear it. The wrong ones will just click away. I don't got time for this fool. He's tripping. Others will be like, man, this is a down-ass fool. I love what he's talking about. Let's go. In real life also, be careful who you share your stuff with. Your relatives, even your loved ones at the pad, co-workers, people at work, your friends, your close friends, your not so close friends, people you know. This is going to get magical. The level of, it's going to seem like it's magic because it's just so like, oh, this is crazy. Why is this working so well? Why is like my relationships getting better with my loved ones? This is a trip. I'm in a better mood all day long. A better attitude. It's like, this feels, I'm loving myself. Yeah, confidence. I'm trusting myself. I'm loving myself. I feel different about myself. And I've never taught us that, right? You're just supposed to love yourself. Give yourself a hug. I remember we did that in elementary schools. Oh my gosh, it's so like, why would you? Why'd you do that? I understand. You did the best that you could with the information that you had. Yeah, tell these kids that, hey, you know what? Love your body by exercising and eating right. Don't eat the trash. Eat the right stuff. And exercise. Exercise every day. Formal exercise. Just do burpees. Then we'll go play and run around and chase each other. But these burpees is just to be grateful. To have a good attitude. Whenever you have a kid, have a bad attitude, have them bust some push-ups. Have them run around. Before we talk about this, let's go run around. I'll race you from here to the tree. You probably can't. If you still haven't started this, you're going to be huffing and puffing. And be like, hold on, let me go get my bike. Or I'll drive next to you. That's probably dangerous. Don't do that. But just for the sake of example. But yet you want your kid to have a high attitude when you don't. You have a high attitude. Not by pretense. Not because you're being Mr. Positive. It's through physical activities. That's the way you get your attitude at a high attitude. But did you never teach your kids to do that? So when then they go through their hormonal stages, why do you think they're all weirded out? Because you're feeding them trash and you don't exercise them enough. Understimulated, overcarbed. Staying on topic here. You start talking about any of this to the ears that are not ready, you, my friend, are going to sound cringe. Don't trip. Don't trip when people do tell you that or something similar, or, oh, you're crazy, that doesn't work, that shit doesn't work. Oh, that's that whole personal development stuff, huh? It's like, no, that's why I don't even like calling it that anymore. It's just building discipline, having some more confidence, gaining some confidence. You can say building too, but I like saying gaining because I gain it, I earn it, earning some confidence. There you go. Everything else just follows. Your health gets better. Your fitness gets better. Your finances get better. Just by raising your attitude. Building discipline. Earning confidence. When you talk about it, though, just be careful. The best suggestion I could give you, the best advice is I messed up at the beginning too, started sharing too much too fast, and it was like, all right, now you think you're all bad, huh? It's like, oh shit. That was the first, like, I should just shut my mouth. What do I share? When do I share? When? Best information that my conscience gave me. If they don't ask, don't say anything. Beasted up advice. Has worked every time. But if they ask, share. The moment they laugh or the moment they contradict you or they tell me, you just pause. Pauses are so powerful. And say, you asked. At the beginning, you couldn't, hey, what are you doing that, you're losing weight or you don't seem to be all cheery? You're asking me? Like, real cool, like, not like a smart ass or anything, like, you're asking me? It's like, yeah, I'm curious. And then you go, so later on, if you need to use you asked. Not that, yeah, you did. Remember I asked you at the beginning? You're asking me? It puts them in their place like that. Now, you can't call me anything. You can't call me cringe. You can't call me anything because you asked. Don't ask next time. If anybody, you're the one that we should be cringing at because you're the one that started this. Had you not asked, we could have talked about anything else. Maybe even nothing. But you asked. When you start listening to your conscience, having a conscious guided life, it'll guide you. It'll tell you, say something. Say something right here. Say this. Don't get all deep into it. Don't make a 18-minute long conversation about what you know and how to change your attitude and how to... No. All I need you to say is, don't forget, life happens for you, not to you. There's something to learn here. And leave it there. Don't even add the secret at the end where you say, be thankful about something in the situation, because you could set them off with that. And you gotta say, go, tell them that, good job. Life happens, remember that life happens for you, not to you. There's something to learn here. And give them a hug. Oh, shit. Okay. And you listen. And you watch how it just, your ego might want to say, no, pour it all on. Don't. If your conscience doesn't tell you to. It'll even tell you, I know you want to say something, but shut your mouth, don't say nothing. That'll avoid a lot of moments of like, oh, bro, you're cringe. And you're still doing you. Because remember, we're not here to fix anybody. Everybody needs to fix themselves. It's become the version of you that you would respect and admire and help. Well, isn't the help you're changing others? No, only if they ask or they search or they stay watching the video and they apply. No one's forcing them to do it. No one's like, you better do that. No. Even with my loved ones, I'm doing me. I want to get so like ahead that they can't help but to ask, how'd you do it? You asked. Let's get you going. You're probably not gonna, it's gonna be tough. If they're truly ready, if they're not ready, then they'll try it and they'll fall off and they'll go back to their ways. And then they won't ask again because it's gonna be, nothing's changed. It's the same formula. We're gonna focus on attitude. Let's go. I'll tell you what to do. It's simple. It's simple. And and it's the same formula. It's the same formula. Just get so ahead to where you're undeniable. That just can't help but to ask. That's where you teach, you inspire. The way you pull up, that's an inspiration. You can't cringe at an inspiration. You can't cringe at someone who shows up that looks fire, dissipates like, damn, that guy's a beast ass attitude. He carries himself so well. He has this glow. Not to mention, freaking he badass physique, badass clothes, badass car, badass everything. In the future, you'll continue to attract all these things because you're becoming an attractive person, meaning like magnetic type of attraction. You're pulling these things towards you. You become undeniable. That's when even still at that level, my mentors, my coaches, people cringe on them. And they're like ahead. Like ahead. And they still get the, bro, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, really? But yet here's this guy who like attentively pays attention to every word that they're saying to learn, to get educated, to apply, to in a short period of time get ahead. This works. I'm gonna follow where he's going because he knows where he's going. These ears were ready to listen. Still, the people right now that watch and say, oh man, you're cringe. It's at every level. Don't trip. Don't get discouraged. But just be careful who you share with. How do you know? Listen to your conscience. In this journey of raising your attitude, of becoming the version of you that you'd respect and admire, make sure that you have that goal to be conscience guided. And I'll tell you when to speak, when not to speak. And whenever you do get someone talking about that, you're a cringe, or you're making me cringe, or bro, you're cringe, or sis, you're cringe. Just remember, they're just not ready yet. But you've planted that seed. And when they're ready, they'll come and they'll ask. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, don't forget, if you're watching this on the replay, bust your a comment where you're from, city, state, country. And if you have any questions too, leave them in the comments. I'll make a video. If it's like too quick to just answer, I'll make a video about your question. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Let's kick it. If you have, man, I love when you guys come back and drop comments. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Earlier, I got this comment about my mic was off. Oh, but I appreciate it hella so much. And yeah, don't forget to like the video. You know what to do. I'm out. I'll see you in the next one.